But I came on here. Y'all know I got ADD and I be just going all over the damn place. I came on here because I wanted to talk about how y'all feel about your significant other or your spouse maintaining a friendship with someone of the opposite sex. How do y'all feel about that? I used to feel one way about it, and now that I'm older and have been around my parents for so long, I don't know that I care. I don't know. I just don't know that I would care. I mean, I would care, like I wouldn't want my husband or my significant other going on a vacation with his ex. I wouldn't want them doing nothing like that, of course. But if they chit-chatted sometimes and they kept in touch sometimes and it wasn't a secret, I don't know that I care anymore. Because I've learned you can't control people. You cannot. No, like if you say, well, no, my husband can't hang out with his ex. Because what? What's your reason? If your reason is because that opens the door for them to be back together. Well, if you think that your husband is going to be back together with his ex, don't be with him. I just want to be with somebody who don't want their ex no more. And that's how I am. Once I don't want them no more, I don't want them no more. So we could be cool. I just don't want to hang out. But if I meet somebody or if I'm with somebody who is like, they still, you know, have a friendship with their exes or members of the opposite sex, I don't know that I care, y'all. How y'all feel about it? And so, Dorena, you said nope. Tell me why. So for someone who says no, tell me what your reason is. Let's talk about it. What is the reason? I don't know. I just don't know that I care. I used to. I definitely used to be like, hell no. Y'all used to sleep together. Why y'all still friends? Why y'all still chit chat? But again, if you say no, you can't chit chat with them, do you really believe that if that's what they really want to do, they ain't gonna do it? They'll find a way. So I've adopted a lot of my parents' thought processes, and you allow people to just do them. Like Mel. Y'all know Mel Robbins' book, Let Them? Let them. Let people do what they want to do. Just choose a person. Hopefully you choose a person, and this goes for me too, who doesn't want to do the things that you wouldn't want them to do. That way, they can be in a room or at dinner or at breakfast or at Starbucks with whomever, with their ex, with their baby mama, because you know that you're with someone who don't still want to do that. That's kind of like what I'm on that. I want someone in my life, in my next relationship, people be asking me, you'll do it again, Terry? I sure would. I'd be like J-Lo or the Black Liz Taylor. I'm going to get another husband, and I'm going to keep trying until I get it right. I'm a wife. I am. I'm a wife, and maybe not for staying long, obviously, because we're not together anymore, but I'm a wife. And would I marry again? Yes. Am I going to have a whole commentary podcast to talk about my divorces and why I used to be very ashamed and embarrassed to talk about it, but now I'm not. I'm going to come out in the open and talk about it, and I'm going to be transparent. Y'all can ask me whatever. What was I saying? Anyway, I think I finished saying how I felt about it, and I'm listening, I'm reading how y'all feel about it. Everybody's different though, and I feel like I've evolved. Like what I used to have an issue with back in the day, I don't have an issue with right now in my life. You know, ideally, now if I could say what I ideally would want, I would want someone who doesn't have close ties with their exes. But if they come with that, as long as it's not a secret and we all friends, then okay. Because you can't prevent somebody from doing what they want to do. You just should try to pick someone who don't want to do that kind of shit no more. Diane said, how many times have I been married? Stan is my third husband. The first two husbands, two completely different stories. I initiated both of those divorces, though. I did not want to be in those marriages anymore for two completely different reasons, which I will be open about when I talk about it. And then my third marriage to Stan, which I thought the third time is the charm. This is it for me. All the things. It didn't work. And so I didn't want the first two marriages. So meaning I initiated the divorces in those two situations for two completely different reasons. And then Stan didn't want to stay married in this marriage for his reasons. And so yes, 3 times. And I used to be very embarrassed to say it, but I'm not anymore. I'm an amazing woman. I've made some, some bad decisions in my past, but I won't even say that. I'm going to say that my life was filled with decisions that I made as a carnal woman, if y'all know what that means, for lack of a better word. Although I've always loved God, I've always said my prayers, I've always feared God, I've always had God inside of me to guide me and do the right things and all that stuff. But earlier in my life, before I met Stan, I didn't have my spiritual side was not developed. Okay. And so I made decisions as a carnal woman. I would, move a certain way, and it wasn't what I feel like God would have decided for me. I made my own decisions without his guidance, is what I'm trying to say. But now I move according to the fruit of the Spirit in almost everything I do. Now I'm human, so I fall short sometimes. But my intent now is always to hear from God and move when he say move and do what he say do. Right? And if I had had all of this a long time ago, I would have made different decisions. Right? But I'm no longer embarrassed about it, because from my very first marriage, I was 22. When you marrying in a 22 and the man is 23 and he come with a lot of things that I wasn't able to recognize, because I started seeing him when I was 14. And so, that marriage, number one, was like, oh my God, I got pregnant, so I gotta hurry up and get married. It was like that, right? Not saying that I wasn't in love, but when you're in love, when you fall in love at 14, 15 and you stay with that person, it's just different. I don't know if I can explain it, but that situation turned out to be because I love his family and my 2 daughters, I try to just not say a lot. And because, I'm just not that kind of person to like drag a person. But I did get 2 amazing daughters from that marriage. I've never had a child out of wedlock. Not that that's horrible, because I'm not a judgy person. But my parents did raise me that way, and that's why I got married the first time, because I got pregnant, and I was like, I can't have a baby if I ain't married. The hell, I can't do that. My father will kill me. So then after that first marriage was so tumultuous, and just, y'all don't even know the stuff I had to endure or dealt with. After that, I ran the opposite way, meaning I was such in a place, my self-esteem was so low. It was just a lot. first I went on a track of getting men back. I was just like, oh, I'm paying these niggas back for what he did to me. I'm paying all of them back. So I was wild for a minute. I was wild, y'all. I ain't gonna even tell y'all on here because my dad is liable to be on this daggone live. But I had a moment of time where I was like, I was in my mind, a carnal woman getting men back for what had been done to me. So I would see men out. I remember this one time I saw this guy that I had was getting men back, and he was just like, so you just gonna do that with me, and you just gonna make me think that me and you about to date or and just not call me and not take my calls? I will drive my car through your window. I'm like, what? Like, niggas do that all the time. Y'all just do it to girls and don't talk to them no more and hurt their feelings, break their heart. So I thought I was getting people back. So terrible. Not the right way to be as a woman. But again, these are my life lessons. I wasn't being guided by the fruit of the spirit back then. I was being guided by my carnal nature. I was getting them niggas back. I'm like, yes, I'm not going to talk to you no more because I don't want to. Yes, I did that. Yeah. Fuck. So I had that moment of time. And then after that, I was tired of just all of the riffraff. And I married my son's father. A really nice man. And without putting all of that business out there right now, because I will say to you all that he is remarried now to an amazing woman, and I love her so much. I didn't want to stay married to him for my own selfish reasons. He was a great man, a great father. But I ran to him in a moment of time where I was so damaged, and I just ran to a safety net, and I ran to someone who was just super nice to me. Very good guy. Very good guy. I chose the right guy to have my son by. And we were married for some time. But like I said, it was me. And I felt like he deserved better. And just be honest. And he got a wife, y'all, that I love her so much. Me and her, I call her my sister wife, and she called me her baby mama, because she and I share my son now, and she's my sister wife, and I love her more than I love my ex-husband. Life is so crazy, y'all. Life can really be like that. So that was my second time around. And then fast forward, I did some more dating in between, and figured my life out as a woman. And then on Facebook I met Stan, and we dated online for a long time before we even saw each other in person. And then once we saw each other in person, we was like together forever, so I thought. And so that's how it ended up being 1, 2, 3. And I'm not embarrassed about it no more. I'm not. And yeah, I will get married again. I sure will. Y'all ain't well, y'all probably do be talking bad about J-Lo and Liz Taylor and who else? But I don't care if you talk about me. I don't give a fuck. I don't. Now that's where I get that from my mother. We don't care. We gonna be who we are, because I know that I'm a great woman. I know that I have a lot of love inside of me. I am loyal. One thing, Stan will say, well, she was spoiled, she was rebellious, she was stiff-necked, she was, what he'll say, I was stubborn, spoiled, rebellious, stiff-necked. And I won't listen to him. He'll say, she don't want to listen to no man. He'll say those things. And some of it is true. Some of it is true. I've admitted my own faults in that marriage. Some of it is true. I learned a lot. But one thing he won't say that she was disloyal. He won't ever say that. And he'll say she loves, like, Terry got a kind of unconditional love that is like, it's weird. She just gonna love you even if you mess up. She gonna love you even if you don't deserve it. Very true about me. But I'm not perfect. I was spoiled a lot. My parents spoiled the shit out of me. But spoiled doesn't always mean bad. I'm spoiled, but I'm also self-sufficient. So spoiled is relative when it comes to talking about me. I think I've been on here so long. I'm sorry.